The founders of the ancient peace traditions speak of our role in the cosmic order, of our karmic contribution to it, that it is the consequence of our thoughts, which precede our words and deeds, of our being content in it, accepting it as the inevitable and righteous consequence of our past actions, accepting of our self-imposed station, yet continuing to strive for higher states of consciousness through personal evolution along the path of peace. For years, I danced around this concept, not truly grasping what it meant. Is there a cosmic order? Is it preordained? Is the future and my place in it already written? Am I destined to a certain position, demeanor, and status? What does this term mean, cosmic order? What does it imply about me and the experience of this life? Is my apparent freedom of choice a ruse? Is free will an illusion? What did the ancients mean by a cosmic order? What degree of agency do I have in this cosmic order? Am I just a leaf floating along the stream, with no real control over my life, my fortune, my fate? These questions began to cause me concern as the years passed. How many times had I read this phrase, role in the cosmic order, casually glancing past it, never really grasping its meaning and how it applied to me? But in those moments of deep contemplation, at that point of life when one becomes intensely reflective, wondering what it all means, evaluating their past thoughts, words, and deeds, and the full weight of them presses down upon them, is when this question of what one's role in the cosmic order becomes paramount to one's understanding of themselves. What did the ancients mean by this perplexing phrase? What was my role in the cosmic order? And how did it come to be? What determines our station? This question became critical at a time in my life when, after decades of pursuing a career, an education, a certain status, a list of accomplishments that I should have been proud of, I felt a great wrenching void of unfulfillment. Unfulfilled in my station, my place, my life situation. It was through this darkness that I began to see the smallest glimmer of light on this question, the question of the cosmic order and what the ancients were saying to me, what they had been telling me for years, but to which I was blind, or deaf, or just not oriented to grasp. My life experience and perspective had not been aligned to see this truth. My focus was on gain in the conventional, societal sense, in the sense that I had grown to expect from the paradigm I embraced, that of worldly pursuits, goals, and means, of those who had gone before me, or who were my peers whom I envied. But in the depths of my darkness, I was finally in a position to see what I previously couldn't. I was asking the right questions, at long last. As my studies and contemplations of the teachings of the ancients began to come into form, to sequence themselves into a warm, loving thread, embracing me like a cocoon of wisdom, I saw it. I saw the cosmic order, my role in it, and how it came to be. How I myself laid the path, prepared my station, and created my reality. What I was frustrated with, this place of unfulfillment, was entirely of my own doing. Every thought, every word, every deed which I had ever brought into being had led me to my present station. I was solely responsible for my current state. And while it is easy to try to point the finger of blame at others who may have played pivotal roles in your life, offering influence or other pressures, shaping our thoughts, words, and/or deeds, this act of appropriation only serves to diminish the power which the Creator has gifted us. By not taking responsibility for our experience, we are in essence giving our power away to others, the very power which is required to change our circumstance. By accepting our station as the result of our own thoughts, words, and deeds, by taking ownership of our past, we take control of our future. We are able to get both hands around it and make it what we want it to be. This is what the ancients meant by being content with our place in the cosmic order. Not that one should be content to sit in it, but that they should accept it as the result of past thoughts, words, and deeds, and in that way find contentment in it, as the fruits of one's labors, whether desirable or less than, to appreciate one's station for the beauty that it has brought into their life, the people, places, and things which we would not have found otherwise, the lessons it has taught us, through joys and sorrows that we could not have experienced otherwise, and the tools it has given us to forge our way forward from this, the moment we have become enlightened. Our past is a gift we give ourselves, which becomes our present. Our present is what our past made it, and our future will be the product of our present thoughts, words, and deeds. The cosmic order, where you or I are concerned, is the place you find yourself, which is the only place you can be, based on the things you have thought, the words you have uttered, and the deeds you have enacted. It couldn't have been any other way. There is a natural logic to your storyline, an inherent consequence to your self-generated paradigm. Others have no authority over your station which you did not give them. One must look inward to find he who holds responsibility, she who controls the reins of fate. This is the beginning of epiphany, the moment of enlightenment. This concept of one's having a role in the cosmic order is a crucial step in one's journey along the path of peace. It is the momentum of one's chi on a karmic trajectory. It brings simultaneous states of contentment and yearning. Contentment with where one's past has brought them, fostering a state of gratitude, and yearning for oneness with all creation, a sense of spirituality, which is the purpose of life. This journey is what the ancients referred to as one's personal evolution along the path of peace. It is at once a deep sense of repose and an irresistible desire to move forward, to progress as a being, to become a point of light in the cosmos. To punish oneself for thoughts, words, and deeds of the past is to reject the many ways in which one has served mankind and the Creator, to dismiss the opportunities to bless those in their sphere and to better the world around them right where they are. As has wisely been said, blossom where you are planted. Everything that you are serves a purpose, down to your genetics, disposition, and tendencies. Nature seeks balance. The intelligence undergirding all of creation made you as you are to balance mankind, to balance your family, to balance your world. The best thing you could do for yourself, your family, your world, is to be yourself. Genuinely and authentically. You are the best you that there will ever be. You are what you are, who you are, and where you are because you are needed. And the Source knew that when you were put together, when you were designed in the womb, everything is meant to bring balance, including you. When you disregard your natural, God-given attributes, the essence of you which is true and pure and honest, you are derailing the system. You are cheating the universe out of the things for which you were intended. You are bringing the universe out of balance. This goes for your work, your friends, your community, and the natural world all around you. You were born at this time to this family, in this place, for this purpose. Another aspect of authenticity to consider is in relationships. Familial, friend, and partner relationships. If you put on a facade, hiding from yourself and from others, in essence being false, you will build and attract relationships which are also false. These relationships are doomed to failure from the outset because they cannot be sustained. Eventually truth comes out, one's true self is exposed, and suddenly no one feels they know you, or you them. They feel betrayed and abandoned at the falsehood and failure. There is no substantial gain in being anything other than your true, authentic, and genuine self. And while there is a certain implied social convention which urges us to be distantly polite, and which can be argued is a prudent and utilitarian approach to others, I have grown to prefer authenticity. I have never been drawn toward polite people. I'd rather someone be blunt than polite. I can trust those who are transparent and speak their mind. I myself strive to not be polite. This does not mean that I am cruel. It means that if I strive to be authentic, and do not wish to offend, I must also strive that my authentic self be kind, compassionate, giving, sincere, earnest, charitable, attentive, loving. One can be kind without having to be polite. Politeness is the appearance of kindness. Authenticity is the absence of politeness. Instead of seeing the beauty in ourselves, those in our sphere, and that of the life we have created, as a general mindset, we tend toward wanderlust, toward dismissing these for the what-ifs and what-could-bes, in the pursuit of bigger and better, or in the running from a perceived sense of smaller and lesser. We become blind to the beauty which is our life, the blessings which we bestow on others in our sphere, and the peace, contentment, joy and love which can only be achieved where we are planted, where we find ourselves as the result of our own previous thoughts, words and deeds, of the momentum of our chi along a karmic trajectory. If your current station, your life situation, is not what your newly enlightened self experiences as fulfillment, with a sense of satisfaction regarding its misguided trajectory, as set forth by a past version of you which no longer exists, then taking inventory of necessary changes in one's thoughts, words, and deeds are in order. What does the path of peace, as is illuminated by your higher self, the perfection of your being, look like? The ancients did not speak to one's calling or choice of vocation, as regards specifics, as these are unique to each individual, and can only be guided properly from one's higher self. Your path along the process of personal evolution does not depend on this calling or vocation, except to balance and serve mankind. What matters, according to the ancients, is not what you do but how you do it, not in the particular job or service you perform, but in your being intentional in thought, compassionate in word, and mindful in deed, of your maintaining a state of simplicity, innocence, and sincerity in all that you do and in your heart and mind, that you operate from a place of love, and that you allow yourself to entertain only the highest of thoughts, that you commune with the All-Father through the experience of His manifestations, the forces of nature and the cosmos, sun, air, water, earth, and love, wisdom, power, joy, to increase your personal evolution along the path of peace, and that you seek moderation in all things, see beauty in all things, and spread joyousness to all others in your sphere, as a mode of being. These things one can do regardless of their calling and/or vocation. To change one's situation, one must begin by changing their thoughts, by aligning their mind with the forces of the cosmos, love, wisdom, power, and joy. One must take inventory and amend their emotions through communing with the same, and to correct mistreatment of their body by communing with the forces of nature, sun, air, water, earth, that these, the forces of nature and the cosmos, are sufficient to bring one's entire being into alignment, into optimal health, corporate service, and unity with the All-Father, the Source, the Creator, God. That this is the purpose of life, and the highest achievement of mankind, that of ascension to cosmic consciousness, oneness with all creation, communion with the one law. In the process of understanding my role in the cosmic order, that concept which for so long went undefined in my being, unresolved in my soul, I came to realize what determines that role, its implications for the continuance of my personal evolution, and its significance to others in my sphere. Everything in the cosmos, in all of God's creation, can reside, only and always, within a place of sustenance, within a place where it can be sustained, where it finds health and purpose, nourishment and function. That is to say that one's role in the cosmic order is determined by its ability to balance that which is around it, this balance being its service to one's self and to others. This includes one's work, which is a function of providing for one's family and sustaining one's livelihood. This too is the result of past actions and serves a practical purpose for serving oneself, family, and mankind on the whole. To be clear, The cosmic order does not imply a cosmic class system, wherein people are separated by castes into greater and lesser. Just as any one part of a complex machine is essential, though some may have the appearance of being more important by virtue of position or function, all parts contribute to the whole, and the effectiveness and efficiency of the system is compromised by the failure of any of its parts. All serve in their own way to balance and enrich their sphere. Being true to oneself serves mankind and the All-Father by virtue of its role in bringing balance. An authentic experience allows one to contribute to their own personal evolution along the path of peace, to that of mankind, and by extension to the planet and the cosmos. Since one's present is determined by past thoughts, words, and deeds, and their future is shaped by those of the present, to transition from a place of unfulfillment to a place of fulfillment, from a past state of dissatisfaction to a future state of satisfaction, one must continually strive to align their thoughts, words, and deeds, what we call one's karma, with those of the desired paradigm, communing with one's higher self to ascertain what is right and true, proper and just, illuminating their own personal path of peace. This is one's role in the cosmic order as taught by the ancients, the balance of contentment and striving, which is the manifestation of chi momentum along one's karmic trajectory.